Can you talk a little bit about how people's roles outside of the organization, be it in the home or
Right.
how their roles impact their roles within the organization and with teams and group dynamics?
Let's just talk about it generally. Whatever your sibling position is in your family of origin is going to have an impact on your work relationships. So if you are accustomed to being in charge and you are a firstborn, you will exercise that kind of those traits, those characteristics will be exercised internally in the organization and as part of your team. If you are the peacemaker in your family, you will probably exercise that kind of behavior on your team. If you're the person that makes jokes in your family and keeps people laughing, you will probably exercise some of that on your team. So sibling position does influence how you behave in the work system. Now the other thing that happens is if you are struggling in your family of origin, if you are in the midst of worried about your mother because you just had to take her to hospice care, you're worried about your child because the school just called you and he just got in a fight, or you're worried about your relationship because you just found out that your partner had an affair, that affects your behavior in the workplace. We bring our dilemmas that we're struggling with, even when we're sitting there at our desk, even when we're sitting there in our meeting. It affects our concentration. It affects our irritability. It affects our capacity to give each other attention. It affects our tolerance for one another. So family dilemmas that are happening impact, in a sense, the amount of graciousness that we are able to exercise with each other. So if I'm worried about my sons, I might be more short-tempered that day. And it will be unconscious to me. If you say, I would say, oh, I carried off the day fine. But if you ask the people that were closest to me, they'll say, oh, watch out for Lois today. Like, she's a little, she's a little short. So, and we see this all the time. We see this all the time. If someone loses a spouse, if someone gets a divorce, if someone's child goes into the hospital, their work behavior is impacted. And it impacts how they function on the team. It impacts their interpersonal responses.